Hello, this is Tom Still from the Wisconsin Technology Council. Thank you for joining us for today's edition of WisBusiness.com, the show. The show is produced by the Tech Council in partnership with WisBusiness.com and with the help of our sponsors, the Wisconsin Economic Development Corp and Exact Sciences. Welcome again. This is Tom Still from the Tech Council. Say, people are still talking about our recent Wisconsin Entrepreneurs Conference. A business plan contest culminated there. We heard from Kevin Conroy of Exact Sciences, author and entrepreneur Scott Becker. We held a plenary panel on the downstream effects of proposed cuts in the National Institutes for Health. And something new was we had a standing room only audience for open mic 2-minute pitches from 27 different founders. So thanks to everybody, our sponsors and others who took part. May 19th, we held a tour of Shine Technologies for members of the Wisconsin legislature who are in our Tech Caucus, which is an informal group of both Republicans and Democrats and both houses. And they got to see what was going on at Shine's facility in Janesville. May 20th, we talked about filling Wisconsin's expected energy gap. Panel of experts talked about all the different options, which are many, and we're going to need them as time moves on. June 12th, we were at the Whitewater University Innovation Center, where a lot of great things happen to train entrepreneurs. And we talked about the role of entrepreneurship, meaning innovation inside of larger companies. So that was an exciting event as well. Coming up, June 25th, Microsoft's AI Co-Innovation Lab, the first in the nation for Microsoft, by the way, will be unveiled at the UW Milwaukee. There's an email here for you to reach out if you think you might be able to show up in that late afternoon setting. July 22nd, we're going to play some golf at the Oaks Golf Course in Cottage Grove. Go to our website to sign up. We've had some great fun there in recent years. July 29th, our luncheon at One City Schools will be about the growth of the Comp Sci department on the UW-Madison campus and what it means to Madison. In fact, a couple of the majors there are among the two largest at the UW-Madison. September 18th, our Wisconsin Women reception at Findorf Construction in Madison. Thanks to Findorf for hosting that. We will hold our Wisconsin Innovations Awards ceremony November 4th at the Monona Terrace in Madison. And our interview subjects here in a few minutes will talk more about that with us. And our early stage symposium will follow in the next couple of days, November 5th and 6th. I write a weekly column called Inside Wisconsin. Check out the link below and you can see what I've been writing about lately. Now, coming up, Joe Boucher and Matt Younkle. Welcome to WisBusiness.com, the show. I'm Tom Still from the Wisconsin Technology Council. Our guests today, Joe Boucher, Matt Younkle. They're going to talk a little bit about the Wisconsin Innovation Awards, which they started, and it's in transition now because we at the Tech Council are going to start managing this, and we hope to build on the tremendous tradition that they have built over time. So a little bit about each. Joe Boucher, founding partner, Snyder Boucher Law Firm, and most significantly, he's kind of legendary in terms of being the author of Wisconsin's LLC law, which so many young companies have used over time. So welcome, Joe.
Well,
Matt
thank you.
Younkle. Matt is a serial entrepreneur along with his wife, Susie. They've done companies like Pythonic, TurboTap, Murphy.com, probably missing some in there, Matt. And he's a co-founder of the Capital Entrepreneurs, and he remains on the Madison Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. So welcome, Joe and Matt.
Thank you, Tom.
Great to be here.
Yeah,
Yep.
great. Well, great to see you both. Let's start with the why around the Wisconsin Innovation Awards. I think I have a pretty good idea from our past conversations, but tell folks why you thought this was a good thing to launch in Wisconsin.
I think there's two big reasons I think were kind of the why for me. One is just having a place where we can connect the innovators from around the state. Everybody's usually you're busy working on your business, working on your ideas, working in your industry. You don't necessarily see everything else. And I think there's a lot of value that happens when you get to meet other innovators in different sectors, different ideas, and just having an event that pulls all that together, I think is pretty critical. And then the other piece is capturing the stories to inspire the next generation of innovators. And so we've been able to curate these videos and these origin stories, essentially an oral history of how these companies were formed and where the big ideas came from. And now over 10 plus years, we have this amazing this trove of these stories, and hopefully that will inspire new companies to start and new great ideas.
How many awards over time do you think there's been? We're talking roughly 10 years so far, but
Roughly 9 a year times 10 years is right about 90 awards, I think, when we total it up, have been given out. Usually we have about 30 finalists every year. So it's, you know, uh, 9 times or 10 times 30, 300 some finalists probably over the years. And
yeah,
in any given year, we'll have a few hundred nominations. So
oh, that's great. Can you think of some examples over time of things that you might have never imagined would have been nominated, and but they were, and then they did well? You know, some things that were perhaps surprising to you. And Joe, you were going to say something else too.
Yeah, and this fits in with what your question now is. I was going to say, when you talk about the breadth of winners, one year we had a guy, this 3, 4, 5 years ago now, worked the barbershops, the barbershops on the South Side, promoting healthcare for the individuals coming to the barbershop, based upon Obamacare and that program. And he had an innovative way to get people signed up. He was a one-man band, but he got a whole bunch of people involved in getting healthcare for themselves, something that probably many of us take for granted, right?
Right,
But
right.
but his constituency, black males, oftentimes just ignore it. And he won one year, and then we had Kohler had a kind of a little bit of a side business stuff. So we've seen the breadth of that one. Always stuck out to me how this guy did this and got all these signups. I thought that was terrific, and the way he did it. Go to the barbershops, go to where people are. You know.
And,
Yeah,
and Kohler, if I recall, it wasn't for some new faucet or new toilet. It had to do with the way they were handling their waste streams from the
Right.
manufacturing process and what were they were doing with that and everything else. And so there you have a big company, like they are very innovative in a way that everybody kind of knows about, but they're also innovative in these other ways that you wouldn't know about, but for an opportunity like this.
yeah. And what we love about this is the notion that it shines a light on all kinds of innovation in Wisconsin. And maybe just in closing, how confident are you in the fact that Wisconsin is a state with a lot of innovative people in all kinds of walks of life? And do you expect to see that continue as we move ahead some years?
Yeah, supremely confident, and I would say if you're not, contact me. We'll get you a ticket to the Innovation Awards this year, and you will be very inspired and very enthusiastic about where the state is going, for sure.
Yeah, so to dovetail on what Matt said, I'm very optimistic. I'm from northeastern Wisconsin, and so is Matt. And we see it. Look what Green Bay's done with Titletown now. For years it was Madison and Milwaukee, Madison, Milwaukee. Green Bay has really stepped up. Packers have done a wonderful job promoting technology in general, much less in that part of the state. It's wonderful to see. So there's just a momentum. Tom, you and I are older guys. I mean, when I started in this space 40 years ago, 40 to 45 years ago, there'd be a handful of people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we'd know them all. Now it's just ginormous and it's spectacular, and it's all different areas of technology and stuff, education. So I'm very positive, very optimistic that, and I think the Innovation Awards, with your statewide help now, Tom, will get the word out from Superior to Racine, from La Crosse to Green Bay. It'll get the word out and everything in between. So.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Joe Boucher, Matt Younkle, two pioneers really of Wisconsin's modern innovation economy who have done so much to help over time, and including the creation of the Wisconsin Innovation Awards, which we're going to start that nomination process very soon, and that will culminate in November, the day before the Wisconsin early stage Symposium. So thank you, Joe and Matt.
Thank you, Tom.
Our pleasure. Thank you very much, Tom.
Thanks again to our sponsors, the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation and Exact Sciences. We'll see you next time.